Reddit, where OP gives $4 million to her friend's kids. Am I the butthole if I give my best friend's kids different life-changing amounts of money? I am a 37-year-old woman, and I recently received a life-changing amount of money. I have not yet told my best friend, who is also 37, that she and her 2 children, a 12-year-old girl and a 2-year-old boy, will each be gifted a life-changing amount of money in an irrevocable trust. Here's where it gets a bit sticky. I want to give the 12-year-old girl $2.5 million and the 2-year-old boy $1.5 million. The reason I want to do this is because I helped raise the 12-year-old when she was little, and she still spends every school vacation with me. She genuinely feels like my own child. She even calls me mum, and for me there is no difference between her and my real children. I love her in exactly the same way. The 12-year-old girl also suffered abuse when she was younger, which has caused her serious mental health problems. Her therapist has said that it may be very hard for her to live a normal life and that she will likely need therapy for the rest of her life. The 2-year-old boy, however, has his father in his life. The girl's dad overdosed, but the boy's father is in the military for life. He provides his son with everything: new clothing, new toys, and much more. He is very blessed in that way, so here is my question. Am I the butthole for giving the girl more money than the boy? The girl is not. The 2-year-old is set up better in life. It is what it is. I grew up as the black sheep of the family, and I didn't get the same opportunities my siblings did. And that's had lifelong ramifications. I look at the 12-year-old life and I can't help but see her childhood shaping up to be like mine, and I don't want that. While I can't change her situation, I can give her money to use to help her future. Money is a tool. After all, my concern is how my friend will take this. In her eyes, they're both her children, and they're treated equal. I don't want her to see the discrepancy in the amount and think that I don't love the 2-year-old as much, or I see him as lesser than his sister. I don't. But I'm more invested in the 12-year-old, and my motherly instinct is to provide and protect her. In addition to this is a gift. This is of my own free will, so why can't I do this? I went to the comments hoping to see this exact comment, and I am delighted that the top comment is from Charming Boss. The 2-year-old will actually get more money because of the interest over the additional 10 years in a trust fund. The 12-year-old will use money earlier, so it will accumulate less interest. This is math, not emotion. There's a lot of online calculators, and the standard return on investment if you invest all your money in the stock market is, I think, 7%. So, $1.5 million invested over 16 years comes out to $4.4 million when this kid turns 18. In contrast, $2.5 million invested over 6 years is just $3.7 million. Guys, compound interest is nuts, so if you aren't investing your money, you definitely should. Also, it's kind of crazy to think like, what is the mom going to do? How dare you give my children a combined what? $4 million. You monster. Man, must be mega loaded. This is pure speculation. If she's giving $4 million to the 2 kids plus money to the friend, that's probably, I don't know, $2 million. So that's $6 million. And then OP says that she has kids of her own, and there's no way she's giving the friend's kids more money than she's giving her own kids. So that's another, I don't know, $4 to $6 million. And then I think typically people wouldn't give away more than 50%. So if you double that, that comes out to like $20 million kind of. This is just, super rough estimates, but I think OP is loaded swimming in money. Unfortunately, OP deleted her profile, so I can't check her history and see what happened to her. Won the lottery, I guess. Am I the butthole for telling my dad's affair partner that I don't care about her or her kids' needs and well-being? 2 years ago, my mum found out that my dad was cheating on her, and he moved in with his affair partner and her kids. Both dad and the affair partner, Martha, were married. Martha has 2 young kids with her ex-husband, and dad has me, a 60 girl, and my brothers, 20, 22, and 25. My brothers refused to have anything more to do with dad after the affair, but because I was 14, I didn't get the choice. My parents' divorce took over a year, and my dad and Martha have been married for a little under a year already. Martha's ex-husband doesn't want anything to do with their kids, so they're with Martha and Dad all the time. I do what I can to be outside the house when it's Dad's parenting time. He notices and complains, but I told him I'm not playing happy family with his affair partner. Dad tells me not to call Martha that, and Martha has yelled at me in the past few months for using that term because she's afraid her kids will hear. I told them I don't care and I don't have respect for them. I tell Dad all the time that he let me down and he destroyed our family and hurt us all. He says it shouldn't hurt me and my brothers and that he doesn't care if he hurts Mum because she's so boring that nobody should be stuck with her. I always tell him that I can't wait for Martha to cheat on him. My dad has to pay a certain percentage for all of my activities. Martha feels it's unfair because I do so many and it takes money from their household. So she told me I need to do one or two things and not all the things because her kids have needs, and so does she, and their well-being needs to be maintained. I told her I don't care about their needs or well-being because they're not my problem. She said, "You're supposed to care about how your family is doing," and I told her the affair partner, wife of my cheating father, will never be my real family, and she could be homeless on the street for all I care. Dad told me I have no right to talk that way to anyone, and Martha has tried to be nice to me, but I won't even be civil with him. I told him if he wants a civil household, he should let go of his parenting time. I told him I'm done at 18 regardless, but he's the one punishing Martha's kids and Martha by forcing me to be here. He told me it doesn't give me the right to say that I don't care about the well-being of a mum with 2 young kids. Am I the butthole? Yo, these cheaters, man, so it's totally okay for him to cheat, for her to cheat, too. That's fine. They can be cheaters. No problem there. But for someone to say, "Hey, I don't like you for cheating," whoa, slow down, you're going way too far. That's crossing a line, Missy, God, the hypocrites. OP, you get a rock-solid 0 out of 5 butthole. Your scummy dad gets 3.5 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for not getting rid of my cat? I'm a 41-year-old woman and I've been dating a 46-year-old guy for several years. Last year, we took a break for about 6 months. In that time, I didn't date anyone else, but he did. But I was working with someone who showed unreciprocated interest in me. This corker was moving to another state and asked if I wanted to adopt his cat for my kids, and I jumped at the chance. We always wanted a cat, and when a coworker offered one, it felt like the perfect chance. Soon after he moved away, I lost contact with him. My relationship with my boyfriend was great, but recently he told me he hates the cat because it came from that coworker who, in his mind, only gave me the cat to try and sleep with me. My boyfriend said he doesn't even want to feed the cat when I'm not home, since it reminds him of that guy. For me, it's just a cat. I never think about the coworker at all. I told my boyfriend I will never get rid of the cat just to make him feel comfortable, not only because I love my cat, but also because I don't want a relationship where I have to prove my love through unnecessary sacrifice. He then told me I'm choosing a cat over him. And honestly, I do think that's a stupid and childish way to look at it. The update, he's gone. The breakup did not go well, but everyone was right. At first he seemed kind and normal, but looking back I can see small red flags. He was slowly becoming more controlling. This cat situation opened my eyes. He acted shocked that I would actually break up over a cat, then tried to gaslight me, saying, "I can't believe you think I wouldn't feed your cat. I was just exaggerating. I'd had a few drinks. Do you think I'm a monster?" Then he laughed at me in laughter. I had never heard from him before, saying I was being dramatic. He kept pretending not to understand, and kept changing the subject. That was enough for me. I told him I'm done, and I'll pack up his stuff and drop it off at his work. It sucks, but I'm also relieved. At least I found out before letting him further into my life. Welcome to J Reddit, where we dive into wild family drama, strange arguments, and some brutally honest clapbacks. The title of today's story is, "Am I the butthole for telling my family that, unlike them, I don't let losers come inside of me?" Let's get into it. So, Opus explains that she is a lesbian. For her that has never been a real issue. The bigger problem is that her family doesn't like the fact that she is not living the same messy life that all of them are living. She's married now. She and her wife are in a dual-income no-kids household, financially stable, emotionally healthy, and actually happy. but for some reason her family is bitter about it. Here's the thing, every woman in OP's bloodline has a history of making bad choices with men. Almost every single one of them ended up pregnant young, usually with men who were, in OP's words, absolute losers. Some of those relationships ended in divorce. Others dragged on in constant unhappiness, but all of them ended in poverty, stress, and sadness. OP, however, is different. She is the first woman in her entire family to graduate from college, and instead of being proud of her, nobody in her family even supported her education in the first place. In fact, they discouraged her. One person in particular, her aunt, has a habit of belittling her achievements. The aunt often says things like, "The only reason you are where you are is because you're a lesbian. If you dated men, you'd be stuck with kids like us. You would have dropped out of school just like everyone else." And it's not just the aunt. Many women in her family have made similar comments, over and over, for years. Basically, they try to say that Opus is lucky she's gay, because that's the only reason her life is better. But Opa is sick of hearing this. She knows the truth. Her success has nothing to do with her sexuality, it comes from her hard work. She studied like crazy in high school. She earned an academic scholarship to a good college. She worked 2 or even 3 jobs while studying full-time. She literally had nights where she had to sleep in her car just to make it through. And despite all of that, she graduated with honors. That is not luck. That is pure dedication, sacrifice, and discipline. So finally, one day, when her aunt made that same old comment again, "You only have your life because you're a lesbian," snaps. She fired back with one brutal line, "No, I'm successful because I don't let losers come inside of me." The aunt absolutely lost it. She said OP was being disgusting, crude, and disrespectful. But OP felt the exact opposite. She thought it was far more disgusting that her family had been disrespecting her for years, reducing all of her success down to who she does or doesn't sleep with. Let's also not forget, this same aunt got pregnant in high school. She chose to keep the pregnancy, dropped out of school, and stayed with a boyfriend who had addiction issues and turned out to be a deadbeat. So the aunt is hardly in a position to act superior. Now, OP's sister did step in and say, "That was too much. You were being a butthole with that comment," and OP admits, yes, it was crude, harsh, and not exactly polite. But after years of being mocked, she felt it was completely deserved. So, was OP the butthole here? In my opinion, absolutely not. Sometimes, when people constantly insult you, the only way to shut them up is with a hard truth they cannot handle. I'm giving OP 0 out of 5, and the family, they get 2 out of 5 buttholes for being bitter, hypocritical, and jealous of someone who worked hard to change her life. That was today's story from r/Emmett, EBUTTHOLE. If you like this content, don't forget to subscribe because I post new Reddit stories every single week. Simone asked the questions. Do you think OP went too far with her clapback, or was it the only way to finally stand up for herself? Have you ever had family members downplay your success or blame it on luck instead of your hard work? If you were in Op's shoes, would you keep dealing with a toxic family or just cut ties and live your life in peace? And that's today's story from RMIV2. If you enjoyed this, make sure to stay with us for more videos just like this one. Do you have a story of your own? Drop it in the comments below, because your story might be the next one we feature on this channel. Remember, our goal here isn't to insult anyone or spread hate. It's about learning from real life situations, raising awareness, and growing together as a community. So stick around, hit that subscribe button, and let's keep sharing these stories that open our eyes and make us think.